right.
That was wonderful.
Gia, join us. I'm going to set your camera up. So I moved that pillow. You can either keep it or leave it. Like one cheerleader kept it, but I always feel like
Yes.
when it's behind you, it's super awkward. So
do not sit like that.
No, you can. Like, and I got yours if you.
No, they're literally like the way they just like they like move it towards them. Have you seen that? I'm trying to. What's their names? I don't know. Cam and it's like this white dude and then this light skinned guy, and they do a podcast and it's so funny. Like the
sports are just like regular.
It's just regular, and the light skinned guy has to be like I don't think he went to school. Like he said some stuff where he's just, and then the white dude's like so smart and he's like looking at the dude. He's like, what is wrong with you? Like he was saying that I don't even know. He said soup was dry.
Can you buy dry soup?
Yes.
You can buy dry soup.
Yes.
What is dry soup?
What do you buy whenever there's about to be an apocalypse, Cam? Dry soup.
What the fuck? What are you saying? It's canned soup.
Yes, dry.
What the fuck? What does that mean?
I don't even know. That was like a whole podcast. It was so funny.
And pancakes are seasonal.
Yeah, he said pancakes are seasonal.
You can only eat it in the
And he said he
winter.
would rather be in a cage with like a bear or a lion than or he would rather have a cockroach in his bed than a rat like on his floor in his kitchen. He'd rather sleep with a roach. I don't even know. Like he says some weird stuff.
So do they have topics or is it just like random?
It's like them talking, but they'll do clips on
I think
TikTok of like
I
they
think
do the
they'll start
clips.
with a topic and then they just end up
talking about some random stuff.
Their podcast is like hour and a half long sometimes.
It's
They
so
just
funny.
talk.
Yeah, they have like such funny moments. Their TikToks, I'll literally scroll through their TikTok and just watch them. It's so funny.
Have you guys seen that new podcast, Superstar Bobby?
Mm-mm.
The one who interviewed like Drake on the bed.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, yeah, I did see that. I did see that.
It's so weird.
It's weird. It's weird.
What do you guys think about that?
I don't know how to feel about that.
I don't either. It makes me uncomfortable.
It is a
They're
little-
just
Yeah.
staring at each other
And
because
it's-
she's so awkward.
Yeah, no.
And then the last one she did, I saw like a clip of it. They got heated because he was like, "You're turning into this person on like in real life. You're turning like," and she was like, "You're being." They were like yelling at each other, and he was like, "Well, we're gonna restart," and he walked out. I was like, "Oh."
You don't have to ask a question you know the answer to.
Okay.
Do you have anything else?
Jesus Christ, you're such a
I'm a better shooter than you.
No, you are not. You're not even close. She tried to say she was a better shooter than me.
See? No comment.
Stop it. No, I'm 100% a better shooter than you. Yeah. You're more athletic than me. I'm a better shooter. Don't even lie. Are you going to lie because there's cameras?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm
Are you-
telling the truth.
You're not telling the truth. I beat you all the time in shooting competitions. Competitions?
When did we ever do a shooting competition?
When? All the time? You just lose, so you choose to forget. I never forget because I win.
Okay.
You should do a poll. Who's a better shooter, Kaylee or Gia?
Okay, we're doing a poll.
Oh.
We'll put it up on Instagram. It's gonna be who's the better shooter,
It's
Kaylee
me.
or, as I call her, Gia the baby, because she's one of the first people I like remembered because of her Instagram name. She was like tagged in some video, and I was trying to read it, but I couldn't read it. Like, you ever read a name where you're not reading it in the right syllable?
Right.
So I was like, Giannis, like, and it took me a minute, so I was like super slow. But then when I got it, I'm like,
See,
Gia the baby. And so every time I see her, like at a game, like I know what her last name is, but it took me a minute. I just knew, like some rappers, etc. It's just their like stage name. Every time I see her, in my head, literally, I go, Gia the baby. It's so
It's
funny.
like your intro.
Yeah.
It's just like your thing. So Gia the baby.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your senior year, how that went, your experience, and what it was like. So again, let's introduce you. Let's introduce your high school. So you went to
Spring Valley High School.
So you had, if I'm looking at your junior year, your senior year, a little bit different,
Yeah.
right? Different cast of characters
Yep.
on each team. I feel like senior year was definitely more of a step into it leadership
Yeah.
role for you. What was that experience like?
Well, my junior year was my first year playing high school or just playing basketball on the mainland. And I came up here and it was hard to find a school to play for because I wanted to play for a team that's going to get me somewhere. And we were searching and we found Spring Valley. And the first thing we seen on Spring Valley was like news about Aaliyah Gales. I never knew anything about Aaliyah Gales, but we were reading about it and she's like this D1 player. And we were like, oh, this is somewhere I could play at. So that's where I had attended my junior year. Playing with that team my junior year was scary. I didn't want to play because it was a team full of really big players. I never played in the mainland before, so it was scary. And playing, I was scared because I didn't think I was going to get any playing time.
Mm-hmm.
And Coach Billy, he was a very intimidating dude, so I was scared for that reason too. And I would, at the beginning of the season, I didn't want to try out nothing, but I went to one practice and Coach Green, he used to scare me. He was this really big dude, but he was our like conditioning coach, whatever it was. And he seen something in me so that when he said that to me, it meant a lot. So it's like, maybe I can compete. And I had like Grace Knox and Aaliyah Gales, these D1 players, and I was this little girl, very small. I had no meat on my body, nothing whatsoever. I didn't know my potential yet, so I was like, okay. And I just knew I was a really fast player. Like, I had speed. So, and playing my junior year with them was exciting. It was a back and forth battle for starting because it was whoever worked the hardest would start. So me and Mia, we're similar in ways. And me and Mia would go back and forth starting. And it was like, for me, it meant a lot to start because it's like I'm starting with these D1 players and stuff. But playing with them, practicing with them, it meant a lot. It made me better for my senior year, put me in a position to be better. So going into my senior year, we lost our whole coaching staff. Our entire coaching staff left. They went to Liberty now. And we got a new coach. And we got a whole new coaching staff, a whole new team. Everybody basically transferred out or graduated, whatever it was. And as a senior, I had to step up and become a leader on the court and off the court. And it was only me and Delaney. We only had 2 seniors last season. And there was not much returners either coming from like already varsity. So we had a lot of JV players come up to varsity this year. And with a new coaching staff, no one would want to take her serious. So as a leader off the court, I had to make sure we were in a position to allow her to coach us, and we had to be coachable. So it was exciting. I don't know. I was excited at my senior year. I had a lot of playing time, so I got to show more of what I could do. Because my junior year, I wasn't I didn't have the opportunity to really play, and junior year, I also got hurt, like, during playoffs. So, and that's, like, when I was going on my run. Yeah. Like, I was playing very well, and then I got hurt. So I didn't get to finish my season. And then coming back I had AAU, and that's when I knew, like, I could do this. So my senior year, I just took lead, and we did better than what most people thought we was gonna do. So it was fun. I had fun.
So let's talk about your background, because I think for some people, when they hear like the mainland, they don't know like what that means. Or so let's introduce for those people a little bit about your background and kind of what that means, and just tell them a little bit about yourself.
So the mainland to me, so I grew up in Oahu, in Hawaii. So I grew up on these little islands out in the middle of the ocean, and it's very far away from here. And we call it the mainland because it's so far away, and it's not the island, so it's something different. But growing up in Hawaii, you didn't have opportunities like what you get up here, like sports-wise, anything. No one really looks at you out there because it's so far away. I mean, like, coaches won't come travel to see you play because it's so far away. So for me, I moved up here because it gave me an opportunity to be looked at, because everyone knew I had potential down there. I was like one of the best players out there, and I wasn't getting anything, no looks. And we would travel, but it was hard to travel because it's very expensive to travel out here. So we just moved up here, and it gave me more opportunities out here.
What was the transition like going from Hawaii to Las Vegas?
The transition was actually like the hardest thing in my life, because I grew up there. 14, 15 years I grew up there, played everything. My whole family's down there. I don't really got family up here, so it's kind of hard. So moving up here, my junior year, I was very frustrated with my mom because I didn't want to move up here for anything. I had my coaches, I had my team down there, and like I knew what kind of season I would have had if I stayed down there, if I knew I could play, whatever it was. But I blamed my mom for a while, and I had said, like, moving up here, I wasn't going to make friends. I wasn't going to try. I didn't want to play basketball anymore. Like, I told her I was going to quit. Every time she said, you have practice today, I'm not going. Like, I don't want to play anymore. But after a while, it was like I had seen the opportunities. I seen the people I'm playing with. The coaches made me feel comfortable enough to try out. So I was able to fit in later into the season. And moving up here was hard, but there's a lot of like Hawaiians and Polynesians, whatever it is. So I got along with people at school. So I ended up making friends, and I ended up like being close with people. So it got easier after a while.
So we're going to go to the poll for who's the best shooter. But I think one thing watching your games that Gia is really good at is like getting to the basket.
Yeah.
Like even outside of shooting, like I think that's when I think of you, that's the first thing I think of is like, oh, Gia's just gonna get to the basket. When did you introduce like at any cost?
Sorry, go ahead.
When did you introduce that into your game as part of like and again, not being a huge girl, not being the biggest, but like you were like, tiny. Hey, I'm getting to the cup every single time I can.
So my 8th grade year, so I started playing in 5th grade. I played POW, so it's like boys and girls, whatever it was. I played with these big old boys, so all I could do really was shoot the ball. So believe me or not, I'm a really good shooter. I can shoot the ball. I used to be able to shoot the ball. So I used to play with these I used to be in 8th grade, and I'm playing with big old boys that like if I drove, I would get like my stuff swatted into the crowd, whatever it was. So I used to be scared. So I used to just fly the ball. I used to play with men's ball. I mean, this little girl fly the ball and I make it. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do this. And then I I finally joined the club team, an all-girls club team, and there was already guards on the team, point guard. So I was like, but I'm a shooter, so I'm stayed to my shooting position. I was always a shooter. My freshman year, I played JV for my club coach, and I was the shooter on the team. Like, they passed me the ball, I shoot the ball. And then going into my sophomore year, it was COVID year, but that was the year all my like guards was graduating and stuff, so I had no guards to play with anymore. So I couldn't play COVID year, so the next year coming out of that, we had summer again, and I had to take over the point guard lead, and it wasn't very easy because I couldn't really handle the ball. I could, because I think because I'm so athletic, it gives me the ability to be able to just play all positions. Big, I can't play big. I travel. I just can't do it. I don't know how to do it. But everything else, I could play. But the point guard position, I had to pick up in my junior year mostly, coming here from my junior year. Aaliyah had got hurt, so I had to step up and play point guard, and I just was really fast, so I was able to get past defenders, so I had to practice and just train harder to work on my ball handling. That was it.
So now tell us a little bit about where you're at, what your plan is, what you're doing now.
Okay. Well, right now I am taking a gap year. I'm taking a season off. It's not I want to, but it was more of a need in a sense because of things outside of basketball. There's a lot of things that are going on outside that played a role into my basketball. So I am taking a gap year, but I'm planning on playing again next season. Hopefully I'm given the opportunity again. But for now, I'm going to just stay healthy, keep training, and work as hard as I can to get back.
All right, so I'm going to just real quick before we go in the other room, I'm going to throw it to our new co-host, Kaylee.
Oh, yep.
And I'm going to have you ask her a couple of questions.
I can't.
Good.
You're there laughing, so I know you got some good.
No,
you got some good stuff in there. So if you're the interviewer, this is now the Kaylee Walters podcast. I'm gonna have you. Oh, you already gave your introduction too, so that's your camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have you just do a couple.
Can I just
questions.
ask what you asked me? Like,
you can anything you want.
Okay.
Yeah, it's your podcast.
What would be What would be your advice to someone younger than you that like is trying to take this same path you took?
Well, it's just basically hard work, and you got to be able to be committed and put in all the work that you want to see out of yourself. So for me, I didn't really have anyone to support me. So just be strong and do you. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And were there anything like things that you had to sacrifice through your career, like playing basketball? What was like a huge thing you thought you had to sacrifice?
Time with my family mostly, because I was always in the gym or something, or hanging out with my coaches and stuff, and growing those bonds with other people, and I wouldn't really be home.
Right.
But that was it. Family time was the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm. Like it more? Mm-hmm.
If you could ask Gia anything, what would you?
I don't know.
Is there anything that you'd like to know about Gia that you don't currently know?
I feel like I know everything.
You feel like you know everything? All right, I'm going to ask you both a question. First, I'll start with you. Tell me one interesting fact about Gia that we don't know.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
And I'm going to have her ask you. So if you say something crazy, she's going to say something crazy.
No. Let me think then. Okay. Give me a second. You can like.
Interesting fact or an interesting story. Just something that we wouldn't know or that I wouldn't guess. That I wouldn't be like, oh, that's Gia the baby.
Hold on, let me think.
So either a fun story or like something I wouldn't guess. Like something that just by looking like, oh, Gia plays the classical flute. And she did a performance at my bar mitzvah. Like, I don't
know. She's very like outgoing, very like open. So I feel like
that already.
No, I'm not saying
Okay,
that as an interesting
go
fact.
ahead.
I'm saying people already know like everything. She comes off like she does what she would do when people aren't there. Like that's just how she is. Do you have one?
Not really, but Kaylee can sing.
No.
She thinks she can't
No,
sing,
I
but
can't.
she can sing. She could sing for you right now.
No.
Like
What is Kaylee's? What song have you heard her sing?
Adele. She's really good at singing Adele. Swear.
Like Adele.
Yep. Like
You're not-
Adele,
I don't know.
the Adele singer. Yeah. She can sing, but she's shy. She
Right.
thinks she cannot.
What's an Adele song
uh
that she could sing?
well, my favorite's when we were young.
You're not.
She knows it.
I'm not about to sing. I swear I'm not about to. I can't do this.
Give us like a little like
No,
chorus.
no, no.
Can you give us like a harmonizing hum?
No.
Like
Nothing. It's a secret.
hello.
You can sing that.
No.
Like the first line of hello. Like, I would never guess that. That's
See?
the perfect example.
Exactly. See, she's shy now.
I can just see Kaylee in like a full black
Black
like
dress.
Adele dress on a stage, all black with just a spotlight on her. It is something. It's hard to see Kaylee though, like in a fully serious, like just like.
That's why. See, that
No,
was
I
valid.
couldn't.
You guys are both personalities, so like imagine either of you guys in like Gia the teacher instead of Gia the baby. Actually, where does that name come from? Gia the baby.
Well, I really
Like-
don't know. Like, Instagram usernames were always hard for me.
Right.
So, and I was always like called baby girl, like by my family, 'cause I was the baby all the time. And I don't know, it was just a thing, and I just did it, and it was like okay, and it's been stuck for a while. I don't know what to change it to now.
Because Kaylee just said, "I'm just gonna use my name."
Right. That's plain though. Like
I
everyone
made it
does
when
their
I was
name.
real young. I did not. I was like, my mom was like, just have it be your name. I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
I put 22. I don't know what 22 is either.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. I thought that was like your jersey number from
No.
like when you were a kid, or you're like lucky.
Oh, it's my birthday. I'm on the 22nd.
Okay.
She
Don't know.
forgot, but now she remembers.
God, that makes sense. Okay. I just say yours is like, okay, so she's like a good dancer, but like she dances at any point. Like serious times,
Mhm.
she'll literally just start dancing. And like, I don't even want. What's your favorite dance?
No, I don't have a favorite.
What do you
dance.
do the most?
So like TikTok dance or like
She can do it all.
salsa merengue.
I wouldn't say
like-
I'm a good dancer.
She
but
can
I
do like she's good.
She has
can,
rhythm.
yeah.
She can do
Okay.
TikTok dances, but she can like any song you put on. Not like some salsa, but she'll dance.
She'll
to,
be
like,
able to like.
yeah.
Okay.
She'll be the first one dancing too. If no one else is dancing, she'll be dancing. She does not care what nobody's doing.
So Kaylee can sing.
Yep.
Can Kaylee dance?
Oh no.
Not at all.
No.
I got no rhythm
She
whatsoever.
tries. She
Yeah.
will try
Okay,
for me.
because she
but-
makes me like she'll want to do a TikTok, and I'm so embarrassed to do TikToks because I'm so bad. I don't know how people move like that.
She can't dance.
I can't move like that.
So if I clip in right here a TikTok of you two, do they exist? Like, do you either you
Yeah.
have a TikTok where there's a TikTok up?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just
Oh.
made TikToks yesterday.
Oh yeah, on my like TikTok there is.
we
but,
made
like-
TikToks yesterday.
Okay, I'm gonna have you look at that camera
Oh.
and tell us your TikTok.
Oh, my name?
Yeah, so we can find you.
What if I don't know what it is? I don't know what it is.
What does it sound like? Do you have your phone in your pocket?
Yeah, but it's over there.
All right, we'll edit this in
Yeah, yeah.
later. Right at the bottom of her screen, TikTok name.
Yep.
You guys can find her there, and we're gonna splice in a dance of one of them together.
Yeah.
We'll grade it. We'll put a poll on that. Two
Oh
polls.
my gosh, a poll.
Poll number 1: who's the better shooter?
Oh,
Hold
who's
on.
the better dancer?
Poll number
At
2.
least I win one.
Poll number 2: who's the better dancer?
Okay, but we know who the better dancer is.
And we supposed to know who the better shooter is, right?
Yeah, we do. We know.
It'll be official.
We know. She just doesn't want to admit it. But we know. Us here, we know.
Okay.
The poll's gonna speak.
All right, we're good.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump in that.